Welcome to the Frieza vs. Frost Anticipation Station. Of course, this video may contain spoilers for upcoming Dragon Ball Super episodes. Now, we've gotten spoilers a few days ago about Frieza's return to the series, possibly being on the Universe 7 team. Now, I want to say this. We don't know for sure if he's actually going to join this team or not. It may just be a one-shot gag episode where Goku meets Frieza and he just says no and that's the end of it. But I do think that Frieza will join the team, and if he does join the team, then that means he's probably going to go face-to-face with his Universe 6 counterpart, the Mighty Frost. So I want to talk about what we may see potentially out of this face-to-face between Frieza and Frost, and I, for one, am really looking forward to this. But joining me on this, you've heard him on the channel many, many times. Please welcome him back, the Vice President of Industrial Procurement of Geekdom 101. Please welcome MJ from Geeklist Television. Hello, MJ.
What's going on, brother? Thank you for having me back on the channel, man.
Always. Let's talk about Frieza versus Frost. Now, you have said in the past that you are a power scaler. No shame. You said this. Now, the thing about Frost and the Universe 6 fighters, pretty much all of them, is that they have been scaled up to compete with the Dragon Ball Super level characters. There's no Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z powered guys here. These are Dragon Ball Super leveled characters. Of course, Toei and Toriyama have to do that for the story to be dramatic. But if we were to look at it from an in-universe perspective, Frost, although he does not have a golden form, even though you and I did do a video about the possibility of him getting one, which I will link down below, and at the end of this video, we did do that. He does not have a golden form like Frieza does, a further evolution, so to speak. But based on the way he fought against Goku, and the fact that we found out that Frost is a freedom fighter, and the fact that we found out that he is very powerful, it seems like his third and fourth forms, and even his first form, are way beyond Frieza in the Namek arc. I mean, just Frost in his traditional four forms would swallow Frieza alive.
I think Seth said this best, Seth the programmer, and that is the fact that when Piccolo shows up, you gotta remember, there's statements in the manga that says Piccolo trains every single day. I believe they use the word fiercely every single day. There's also a Q&A, I believe, in the Chosenshu. I cannot remember exactly where, but he does state that, like Goku and Vegeta, Piccolo does train. This is ROF Piccolo, like post-ROF Piccolo. He steps up to the plate, and an exhausted Frost is still stronger than him. So, that tells you just how powerful a Final Form Frost actually would be. So, yeah, he's way beyond anything I would think we saw, like, in early Z, maybe even late of Z, you know?
I would agree. Now, the thing is, obviously when when Vegeta went SS Blue, and he didn't even go SS Blue. But if he did, he would beat Frost easily. But when he just went Super Saiyan, regular gold-haired, he was able to beat Frost. So, again, it seems like the only way for Frost to compete with Frieza is if he also unlocks his own further evolution. The question is, will Frost unlock it prior to the tournament happening like we have previously talked about, or is it one of those things where when he sees Golden Frieza, he's going to figure out, wait a minute, this is interesting, and then figure it out right then and there, or possibly go off somewhere after the tournament when everything's said and done and train? Or, you know, I'm curious about that because I feel like the only way for him to be competitive is in a golden form. However, based on what we know, you know, about Frost, it seems like if he were to get a golden form, he would be even stronger than the Golden Frieza we saw in Resurrection F.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, he would be, because just think about it. When Frieza trained, he was, 120 million in his final form. He went off to train for 4 months, and he was able to, I guess, get over the SS Blue tier. I believe there's a guy that states he was stronger than Super Saiyan Blue Goku. So for people who think Goku was holding back, no, guys. Golden Frieza was the real deal in ROF at full power before his form started to drain him. Now, he was the real deal. Now, with Frost, he's obviously way stronger than Frieza before that, and I can imagine him getting even more powerful than that. And it's funny because we did that Golden Form video, or that newer evolution for Frost video, before all the stuff that happened in Super recently. You know, people been complaining about 17 and like Roshi and everyone getting these power ups, right? To be honest, bro, I think Frost has a legitimate reason to actually be powerful. If he were to show up at the tournament and have a newer evolution, I would not call it an ass pull in any way, shape, or form.
Absolutely
because he
not.
has time, bro. It's been a year.
He's had
a lot of time since the last Universe 6 versus Universe 7 tournament, and I would buy the fact that this dude would be a beast in the tournament, you know?
Now here's a question, and I'll leave this also to the commenters down below. It's not so much about who would win in a fight, because it's tough to really say. I feel like Frost does have more experience than Frieza, because if you remember what Kaba said that Frost was right there on the front lines fighting. Now, even though Frost was using that as a tactic to destroy the planet and then sell it, the real estate gimmick, which is what he was doing, to be a con artist and whatnot, the fact that this guy was in the front lines fighting with these guys tells me that he's got way more experience than Frieza. I find it very interesting, though, that he has not unlocked his further evolution by now, because if he's been fighting more than Frieza, fighting is training. Of course, the real answer is probably just the writing is a little bit inconsequential there, but I feel like because Frost has been fighting for so long, I feel like he would be probably stronger than Frieza if he were to get his golden form. Now, here's the other question for the commenters and for yourself. Who do you think is more evil? Because the thing about Frieza is that it's an interesting situation here. Frieza is barbaric. He is willing to kill people at the blink of an eye. Frost is much more methodical. He's more about playing games. He's more about, manipulating people and thinking he's actually a good dude. All these things, okay? Who do you think is more evil? The one who just outwardly kills, or the one who manipulates others? Real to Real was telling me that he believes that Frost is just greedy and that he can be turned to the good side, that he's redeemable, whereas Frieza is irredeemable. Do you think that Frost is redeemable?
Actually, he was messaging me over and over during that live stream that we recently did. If you have not gone out to go check out that live stream, make sure you go do that. It's on Geek the 101's channel. Great, fun live stream that he invited me to. Real to Real was messaging me about the fact that there could be like a what if moment where when we actually get to the point of Frieza versus Frost, where Frieza could be messing with Kaba or could be beating the crap out of him, and then Frost kind of sees his evil ways in Frieza, and he actually steps up to protect Kaba, almost like a face turn, you know what I mean? Like, he had a heel turn in the last tournament, he may have a face turn in this tournament, if you know what I mean? So, that could be a very interesting what if. Real's always coming up with those what ifs, bro. So, that's a very interesting what if, but yeah.
And his ideas are usually better than Toei's.
His ideas are usually better than Toei's. But, yeah, maybe I could see him being redeemable, I guess, because at the same time, though, there is something very cynical about the idea that you're gonna go save this planet, you're gonna go help these babies and these people, you're gonna freaking like pose with them after the war, but then at the same time, you're the one who started the war. Right. There's something very cynical about that. So,
very sinister.
Very
sinister is the word. Yeah, cynical is a different word, bro. You're using the wrong word there.
My bad.
No, it's all good.
But
power. So power wise, you think Frost with a golden form takes it, and you think that he's actually not that evil?
Yeah, I would actually go with that. Yeah, I agree. I would say that.
We're going to have to ask the commenters then, all right? We're going to have to ask you guys in the comments, what do you think? Do you think that Frost can be turned? Can he be turned? What do you think the outcome of Frieza versus Frost is? I'm going to mark out. The reason why I called this video, or I'm not going to call it this, but the reason why I called it at the beginning, the Frieza Frost Anticipation Station, is because I never thought we would actually see this. And seeing these two doppelgangers either just going face-to-face or fighting is going to be great. Also, there's been another theory that I've seen where people believe that Frieza will betray Goku and join Frost. I don't see that happening, even though they may be kindred spirits as far as being evil goes. If Frieza betrays Universe 7, he's going to have to deal with Beerus and who knows who else, maybe even Zeno, if Zeno gets pissed off about it. So I'm thinking that's not going to happen. I don't think Frieza's going to betray anybody in this tournament. I think if he is on Team Goku, if the rumors, if he actually goes all the way and joins the team and fights with these guys, I just don't see him doing that.
If this turns out to be a gag episode, then okay. But then if he actually really does join the tournament, he is going to replace Boo permanently and go fight with Universe 7. If he does end up screwing Universe 7 in some ways, the gods, maybe even Zeno and the Grand Priest, would go after him for messing up their tournament, you know what I mean? Or causing like a ruckus or whatever. And he's going to know his role. You don't want the Grand Priest on your ass, man. But before we get out of here, I just want to say this, though. Even though Frost has been in more combat, don't underestimate Frieza. If you've seen the original manga, you've seen what he's been able to do. Telekinesis powers. He's a prodigy. And he went toe-to-toe with the martial arts master in Goku, you know?
Agreed. Let us know in the comments what you think. Frost, can he be redeemed? Who do you think the outcome of this fight's going to be? And do you think that now, with the new evidence, that he's going to need a golden form or something similar to it, an equivalent, to compete? Let us know. Thank you, Geeklist. I'll leave a link to your channel down below. Of course, check out Geeklist, frequent collaborator and a member of the Geek Army, just like all of you. And thank you for your continued support. It really means a lot to me. We'll talk to you guys later.